stars are in.
I don't know why.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why?
Check the audio. See if you hear.
Yeah, but I thought stars
Help us.
We still have one.
Ooh. There you go. 30 seconds.
Is this not working?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be watching the game. Oh, snap.
Sorry for that.
Always goes.
Just go sit there and stare at the phone.
Yeah. And he won't say nothing. He'll just stare at the camera. About the same thing.
What page am I? Every page I would go share it, and he's already shared it in there.
Share your personal stuff.
Nah.
Share your groups.
No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. They used to all be in order. Now they're all spread out. Leave it all in my room.
Watch Kart today?
Yeah.
About 3 times? 2 times? How dirty was it?
It was pretty dirty. That's right.
Worse than East Bay?
Well, probably about. Well, yeah. Well, if you hadn't scraped the car off at East Bay,
You had
probably would have been about the
3
same.
times.
But yeah, it was. There was more dirt thing on it. The track was heavy. Oh
I don't
my.
get why nobody scrapes their car. What the? Every time where's Thomas? We lost him.
Dude, this pillow is like hurting my ass.
But you didn't burn tires. That's okay.
No, yeah. No,
We
I'm
were
not.
talking about how dirty the car
No,
was.
yeah, the track surface was awesome. I like when the track's heavy like that. I'm just saying it took more to wash the car.
All that tire over the top 10.
All
You
day.
can smell that.
But
You
no,
can see it on the track.
like I said, the track surface was great. I wish we could have a surface like that everywhere. I like a heavy racetrack because, like she said, you save tires doing that.
Yeah.
So,
Just got more clean.
Did you say where Thomas was?
I said we don't know where it was.
yeah, we're not sure where he's at.
He's lost.
He, I guess had a family function. I guess.
Something like that.
Something like that.
That's your boy.
I said everybody
might.
He talks to you, not us.
Yeah.
So, alright, let's start with that. Oh, Bubba and Billy. Right. Alright, go ahead.
What up to? Want to?
Oh, I did.
You typed it in. Is it 22? Alright, it's episode 22. I'm on Carl.
Big car.
Oh, girl. Smoker.
Oh, that's what they Who are
We're still training this one.
It's in the messenger, bro.
I gotta go find it.
He's still,
I was set on Thomas was supposed to do that.
the Coco host is still in training.
Was Thomas supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas was supposed to do that.
Alright, so we got RCP America, Barso, Motorsports, Candace Keeley, and Megan Freshies. That was that.
Who else is they got?
You got it right in front of you, don't you?
Yeah, there was only 3.
Alright.
Alright,
And he can't type that much.
Oh, when he does, he can't read.
Yeah.
Can't even read. Alright, well, let's talk about that, the care incident.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, that was a you can't park there moment.
I was not comment that, but I feel like it was way too early to say it.
Dude, I get in the truck last night and I opened Facebook once we got down the road and I actually had service out there. You ain't got nothing, and I'm like, dang man, you done messed up. they're like, what happened? I was like, well, let me read it. And he runs right over the right rear and parks it in the fence.
Yeah, I seen that wreck. I didn't know who it was, and then Dad's like, "Hey, did you see 40 cars wreck?" I'm like, "That's who that was."
I mean, just up in the air and came to a complete stop. Like,
I think the car was still full throttle when he hit it.
Whatever it was, he got caught on something and was suspended there on the catch point. That would have been one to see.
Like, how do you feel? Like, is that a dumbass moment?
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. Do you focus on? Do you just sit there and go, "I hope I'm not on fire"? Or what do you think in that situation? Because
how high are you?
can you get? Yeah, you're like, should I even try to get out? Like, should I unload? I mean, because all he knows is this guy's up in front of you at that point.
I mean, every time I've seen a sprint car do that, they wait to get it. Either they wait to get it, they normally wait to get it down.
Right.
Like, they normally get the car down with the driver.
Yeah, but also normally you see him like hung at the top of the fence. He was like stuck in the middle of the catch fence. Did they finish that race that night, or did they have to?
I didn't follow up with it.
I wonder if they made some interference.
They had to. You ran through that some.
Probably would have took a long time though.
Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying is, did they call it, or did they? I don't know what lap it was on either. I guess that makes a difference.
So, all his fault, from my view.
I mean, it's a racing deal.
Racing deal. You ran over the guy's right rear.
Yeah, but
It ain't the first.
Yeah, it's not the first I've heard of.
No. It's in first.
Live action. I mean, he can wheel a sprint car team now.
yeah.
He can. He just sometimes I feel like he just zones out, and like he forgets that there's a car right there in front of him. Obviously, like last night. I mean that could have been a racing deal. Maybe the guy turned down. Obviously got 20 different views.
Well, I think he just missed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't mean to run past every over.
Maybe he did.
But since this squirrel was in,
Lehman?
yes,
Who is that guy?
he won a championship and won no races this year.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is dedication. Nice. He probably spent like 10 grand to go to Volusia this year. He gets $3,000.
I figured they would have gone like Alltech or something last night. They was in the house of Bubba's.
First year.
Oh yeah.
First year.
He still never got his dad call us in on the show.
We might have to have both of them on here one time.
That would be interesting.
And because
We might just have to get him trackside.
trackside.
We can't get him to come anyway.
That would probably be the way to do it.
We're just gonna have to get him at the racetrack.
It's all fired up.
Yeah, get him when he first opens up the trailer door.
Jeez.
That's when he gets riled up the most, right then and there.
So since we're doing shout outs to Vernon Hart, he spanked their ass again.
Oh yeah, it wasn't even a contest.
That's horrible.
He was in a different area code. He was going.
He's got his shit dialed in.
Oh yeah, he's got that car working for sure, and he's super smooth with it, and just drives the crap out of
It's
it.
not bad when you got 2,800 of that thing. Cheating ass motor you got in that thing. Tear that bitch down.
I don't care what I'm going.
I don't care. Ronnie said it needed to be rebuilt anyways.
Ronnie's probably hoping someone tears it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man.
That last night.
Who else we got to shout out?
Well, our results going on here.
Yeah, our results guy's not here. After a row of bad luck.
If I can't find it.
But I'll jump in the cars and we'll go to your night and go on with the show. So we went through the car. We decided to run big boy heavy. Finally, instead of running medium and light. We realized why we do not run heavy. You tear shit up.
That's a lot of lead on that car.
The medium class dude, good racing, good hard racing, clean racing. We get heavy. We need a freaking nose after the heat race. But we end up winning the heat racing heavy, which is good. We led every lap besides the last two in medium threes. So we ran a pro also, but we don't run pros. Wherever you finish in the trophy class, start. anyways, we won the damn medium class, but had to wait 45 minutes to get a finalized decision because they didn't know who won the race.
They didn't know.
They thought someone else won the race when we crossed the checker. I'm sorry, we're half a track ahead.
Good thing people run GoPros.
Yeah, thank God they get the GoPro. But they took it to wait people on the tower, couldn't make a decision. Took it to the grid guy, and he finally like, okay, I'll be the bad guy. Here's the final three. I was like, no, we just want our $3 trophy.
Like what made no sense is like, all right, so they had the caution, right? They all pull into the scale, and I'm like, so what's going on? Well, then over the PA system, they say that the 00 won the race because that was the last lap completed.
Right.
But then they're trying to say that kid won.
And at this point, you got to realize that they're volunteers.
Yeah.
And they send drive me. If you don't like what we call, come volunteer. My thing is back in
volunteer, give me a black flag.
Back in the FDDS days, back in the FBA days, shit was on point.
Yeah, back when you had paid officials.
There was no BS. Dude, people would spin out and just run right up there and get their spot back.
Well, it seems like go-kart racing's gone from, in Florida at least, it's gone from like a professional karting deal to just kind of local tracks only. Because I remember there being MPA, FDDS, all the traveling series were all exempt.
Ellie.
Stop it, dude. When we go to Jasper or anywhere else, good racing.
If you spin out in the way, there's a car. If you're off the track, there's no car.
And that's how you keep the show rolling.
Because last night we about ran out of fuel with how many cautions we had in the go-kart.
So the tax said, we ran 78 laps. You know how many green flag laps there was? 6.
They eventually came over the sound system and said that we have reached the time limit. Next caution, whoever crosses
3 more laps. We ran. And come say, I'm surprised we made weight. Because I filled that bitch up to be more weight. We had that much left.
How many laps was the race supposed to be?
20. The biggest thing is,
they dropped the green caution. Reline them up, caution.
Dude, that's what got me in the last go-kart race I was at. That was how it was. And then when they tried to line them up, nobody knew where to go, and it was like,
dude, it was the same way. I don't know why we don't run racing.
Yeah,
or just go single file.
And
I mean, they went single file, perfect. Right
see,
off the start, they were good.
like I said, back in the day when we were kids, I mean, the worst they had to do was stop everybody and point. You go.
yeah.
But then once everybody got in line, everybody knew what they were doing.
So I don't know, man. It's just different.
Yeah.
And it really pisses you off. You spend all this money, pay $4,000 for a go-kart now. You pay $1,300 for a motor. You spend all this money and you get shit walled.
$1,300 for like a box stock, or like
Box stock.
Didn't an animal cost like 12 or something like that?
A box stock when it first came out was $300.
Right. Well, and see, that's crate motors the same way. It was supposed to be a straight out of the box, put on the go-kart, go race motor. Same thing with a crate motor. It's supposed to be take out the crate, put in the car, and go.
And here we come again, dude. Kids running in classes they shouldn't be in. We
had that back in the day.
Kids should have been. This kid should be in junior 3.
Dude, how old was Jared Holly running senior camp? Like 11.
But
But the kid could drive.
There's a difference.
I think if you, there's like any of the other racetracks that do the 602 beginners and the 602 pros or whatever. If you can show the track that you've been racing for a long time and you know what you're doing, okay, you can run with the big dog.
Yeah.
But don't get butthurt when one of them outsmarts you and takes you out.
Because here's the thing, you got these kids flipping people off. The biggest thing that really pissed me off is last night is
y'all didn't get wrecked by Bull.
it's damn the brake checking is ridiculous. Dude, they stacked up so bad. One go-kart was like this, and the other go-kart was under it. Going down the back chute to go green.
Yeah.
We haven't even made it to 3 and 4 yet.
They,
And that point, leader, out. See ya. That's my opinion because he's the one doing it.
right.
I understand a little tap, slow it right down. No, they're fucking all up in it and getting pushed.
That was what happened with Auburn was the leader brake check and the whole field stacked up, and I think Austin flipped the person in front of him. And the guy's mad at Austin. It's like, what are you mad? Be mad at the leader for stopping the whole field, not the guy that had nowhere to go.
Dude, it was a shit show.
Well,
We had, I think that's one of the kids, I don't know what class it was in, he got hurt, he got hit, spun out, the steering wheel jerked his hand, and he's laying in the cart sideways, and they ain't even doing nothing.
So they we're on the grid, and kid gets taken out coming down.
Are you talking about that white car?
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was,
And
it was
the
bad.
kid gets taken out coming out of two, like spun out.
Well, somebody.
Well, they grade the racetrack, right?
Yeah.
So
They left all the dirt down
because
there.
it rained and
Yeah,
everything.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
but we're talking
So-
like a burn.
So-
I've seen it. Yeah.
So when he hit that thing wide open,
it was like a wall.
he did like a barrel on the nose.
He jumped up. The car at one point was standing straight up, and then the nose came straight down in the ground.
Dude, he flipped out of the car, which is a good thing. You always want to flip out.
Yeah.
But I give it to him. He got back at that son of a bitch, went all the way back to the back, and made his way to the forward.
Well, he fought his way up. He did good. He didn't. I mean, he might have drove somebody dirty, depending on what you count as dirty and what I count as dirty. But I mean, to come back from the back of the pack after you just got thrown out of your car, he walks back over to his car, pulls it back on the racetrack, fires it up, hops in, and goes, and drove it all the way to the forward.
It's only do local shit. It's a freaking clown fest, dude. All the squirrels come out. That's why I like racing the WKA stuff. They don't play no bullshit. We don't throw a yellow for a guy that's out there in the fence.
Yeah, that he's far enough out.
If he's out of the way, we stay green. I mean, the kid already knows, shit, I got shuffled out. I'm done.
Yeah.
On to the next race. That's why you race 3 to 4 classes, so you have a chance.
Right.
But there's a lot of tracks. Dude, there's 28 classes. For what?
Yeah.
There's a pro, a non-pro, a junior. I mean, for what?
Like I said, the way it's looking right now, for a kid to get into racing, Daniel Arrows are probably really
Dude,
good.
even Austin Lehman got flipped on a yellow there. It's legit, bro. Someone asked Packham and went,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, go-kart, that's why I don't like going anymore. It's not fun anymore. I mean, it was fun when we were kids, but it was a whole different deal,
see,
I feel like there's no such thing as a beginner class.
and any racing, let's get out of the way, any racing, there's no beginner.
But I mean, somewhere to start, you can start in the gladiator. Yeah, you got your guys that have been doing it for 3 or 4 years, but they're not going to race you dirty like they do in a go-kart because you won't get out of the way.
And, dude, some of the kids, too, do not. They just run right through each other. It's horrible.
I feel like the little kids were better than some of these adults.
And, like,
The Predator class is more under control than any class out there.
I mean, that's why I'd rather, even with the car, I'd rather go to Georgia, Carolina, better racing, more respect from other people. Certain tracks, man, no respect, dude. Drive over your shit for no reason.
He's getting bored. I don't blame him. Y'all
Josh just wishes
y'all are
that
doing a lot of
Ellie
complaining.
were back in the go-kart.
Yeah, no doses. Like, stay awake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple.
We got a bunch of comments.
Yeah,
So-
Zach, you're supposed to be like reading.
So-
we're talking. I don't
Rich Pratt apparently checked out. He ended up winning the race.
Oh yeah, he was in another area code. He was checked out, gone. Which, like I said, we can get into a more recap when we get to my week. But if y'all got some more you want to talk about the go-kart stuff.
Somebody wanted to fight us. I didn't even start it
Dude,
this time.
they want to tear it
I
down in
didn't
the
even
heat
want to
race.
start it.
But
Then we watch another class, they're trying to fight, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. At a go-kart track, we're trying to fight. For what?
then your dad goes, please don't go back to Volusia. BS.
That's why I've been kind of waiting on y'all to land your plane over there. It's
Our plane always. It's always.
Y'all sound like me talking about Volusia right now.
Johnny Allen won the 4.6s. Was there a lot of them?
There was 6.
How many street stocks was there?
13. Yeah, well, and there was 14 in all day.
Why do that? Why do tracks do that constantly?
I don't know. I mean, it's different if it's like a race in Hendry County and a race in Alltech, because the Hendry County guys going to Hendry County and Alltech guys going. Those two tracks are close enough where, and like Rance Cameron went to Alltech, he normally runs those. And I was actually looking forward to racing against him because I raced back in and raced with the go-karts.
Yeah.
But he went to Alltech instead, and that's where Jeff Conyers went. He went to Alltech to start prepping for the 10,000 Olympics.
I don't get it though. Why can't the tracks work together to have a better car? That's my biggest.
Again, that's why I applauded Ken Kenny and Al working together with that Memphis series. It was hey, let's have a bunch of street stocks at East Bay, and then let's have a bunch in Hendry County. And that was the best idea that we've had 2 tracks working together to have good car counts. That's why I'd like to see a nice traveling series to get that together.
I mean, it's not hard. I mean, we count East Bay, but Henry County, you got Volusia, you have Alltech, you have Florida. You have these tracks right
and
here.
That's the other thing is there's so many tracks in Florida that it's like, how do you not schedule on top of each other? Because even Alltech and North Florida are 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I get it. What you got Volusia out there, and then up in the Panhandle you got Milton, Southern Raceway, whatever. What's other tracks around?
I get it. It's hard to run a series like that. You got planners, bitches. Let's see, 5 grand series, open tire, no tire testing. That's it. That's it. I don't want to hear no crybabies. Oh, you don't do. I don't care. You don't want to do it. You don't want to race series. Bounce.
Yeah.
That's what I hear now these days. Crying, well, go to either.
But you're still gonna
Either do it or don't, or do your damn homework and get faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, last night I figured out what I need to do to make my car faster to try to keep up. Them SRE cars, man, they're at another level at Bubba's. They got something figured out. I know what my car was lacking. It's just a matter of getting in there, trying to get probably a little bit, yeah.
Got tired.
I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end, we had that first long green flag run. It was.
You're like, damn it, where's the yellow?
But
that was halfway.
Yeah, I also didn't know we were running 20 laps. I thought we were running 15. And,
it's an East Bay, bro.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know we were in 20 laps until after the feature. I went back and I'm like, oh, so we were in a 20 lap race.
Right.
But yeah.
So Billy Barson is on here. Told you guys my opinion last week at Josh. I think the local drivers should take care of their local drivers and not worry about everything else. But here's my thing. All we have is our local drivers.
Right.
We don't have people constantly coming from a different state here.
It's not like all things. We're like right at the border where you can get Georgia.
We're all local drivers, no matter what.
You get those different states.
Well, it's hard to have people from out of state come when there's only one direction to go out of state, north.
Yeah.
It's not like North Carolina where you can have people coming from north,
east
south,
direction,
east, and west. Right. So, not to mention Florida's gigantic.
Yeah.
It'd be like having a race in the middle of Texas. Like only Texas people are probably going to make that trip.
Right.
Up in the Northeast, if you've got a race in New Hampshire, people can come from 10 different states because they're all right there in the same area. We have a big comment about that.
I don't know why Zach fucking talking. Bring comment.
Well, I'm reading them too. You normally never read them, and I read them until I find like a good one.
Dude, one day
because some people they talk back and forth in the conversation to themselves.
One day we're really gonna get this podcast together, and it's gonna be a good show.
Eventually.
Eventually.
But look, even, one of the podcasts I listen to, the Black Flag podcast, they say when they started, it was a train wreck.
This guy never looks at comments.
But now they're, pretty well known. They've got even over Revolution, those are sticker from them over Revolution. And they live up in New England, New Hampshire, or whatever. So
Derek, you let me know where Bravo's at.
who's that?
He backed out on us, man.
The last minute.
Last minute, he pulled a haul.
I tell you,
I mean, they are related.
I tell you, Derek's not scared of that Outlaw 4. He drove the shit out of it.
I watched the video. It looked like he's going to fucking tear the fence down a couple times.
So you know that turn 4 walk there. So,
well, get your shit.
yeah, we had a week. I mean, last Saturday was one of the nights where you just want to take the car home and tear it all the way down and just go through everything. And then Sunday we washed it, and me and Dad are looking the car over, and we're like, that might be an issue, that might be an issue, that might be an issue. And then we go to the show, and we had Ryan Baker on, Jimmy Baker's looking at the car, like, that's an issue. We had a lot of stuff to fix, and Monday morning, Dad told me, hey, this person's gonna come bring his car over, so I'm out in the shop, and I'm tinkering with stuff here and there on mine, waiting on him. I'm like, just fixed a lot of problems waiting on him, and which he ended up not showing up for that point. I got a bunch of stuff done, and I'm like, man, I really think this was our main issue. And go to work, and I'm like, still don't know if I want to go run the Go to work, I get it the next morning, and I'm out there tinkering again, and me and Dad are going back and forth. We're like, yeah, we think this fuel line's the issue. And I Fatback started texting me. He's like, yeah, I seen that line and mentioned it. He said, I think your dad turned it away a little bit, but it still might have been too close. So, we were like, that was probably the issue, because everyone I talked, and when I got to work, I talked to Fatback more about it and told him that it lost fuel pressure. And he said, yeah, that sounds like what happened. So, Tuesday afternoon, I text Dad, like, hey, I think I want to go run Bubba's to test it out.
Yep.
And I'm like, I know both my parents are working Saturday, so I'm like, if I have to, I'll just take the dually up there and go, and y'all can ride up later. He's like, I think I can get off early Saturday, take the RV, and I'm like, okay, we're probably doing this.
Now we're talking, Dad.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm like, all right, Dad's on board.
Okay.
Because I thought for sure Dad was going to tell me to just wait and do a test day, but he's like, I think that's a good idea. So Wednesday morning, I get up, I run the race car, I get stuff that I need, and come home and start replacing parts and fixing things, and like, man, this really could happen. Tires all staggered up and everything. Like, pretty much all I had to do was nut bolt the car, put the body on. So Thursday, run.
God dang. Fire department's gonna show off this show.
But
short people problems. We should get that on camera.
Are they trying to reach it?
Yeah, look at them.
Oh, God. Yeah, there it goes. But
you can hear that thing.
That's what I was wondering about. But yeah,
Cat cannot cook with the oven because she's setting off the fire alarm.
But so Thursday rolls around, and since Mom and Dad were working Saturday, they were both off that day. So me and Dad are trying to get stuff together, and Dad's working on getting a fuel line, and I'm nut bolting the car. And
so my question is, did you make it bigger, or you just rerouted it?
We rerouted it to where it now goes pretty much straight up away from it. But basically did what Baker said, put a 45 on it, where it's still getting the fan, but it's away from the water line.
Right.
So we nut bolt the car, and then Dad's like, all right, let's set ride heights. So I jump in the car, we set ride heights, and he's like, all right, let's scale it out. I'm like, okay. Scale the car out, and he's like, after moving them ride heights around, our numbers are looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, have a good shot this weekend, man. And so Friday, all I did was put the body on, and Saturday morning, Mom and Dad went to work, like I said, so I was out there loading stuff up. I get to where all I got left is the golf cart and the race car, and
what? Load stuff up.
but I to where all I got left is a golf cart and a race car, and I go inside and have my brother come out. It's hard to operate the winch and grab the car at the same time. So he comes out, and I'm like, all right, get in the car. He goes, get in the car? Like, your race car? I'm like, yeah. He's like, where's the step stool at? So we bring the stairs out, and he climbs in the car, and I'm like, all right, fire it up. He's like, how do I do that? Switches and hit the button. Oh, okay. Fires it up. I'm like, all right, take the right stick, push it forward. Okay. I'm like, can you reach the clutch? Yeah. Kicks the clutch and stalls the car out. I'm like, all right, I should have asked you that before you put it in gear. My bad.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, fire it back up and ease the clutch in. So he drove the car out of the shop into the trailer. And of course, I get him on the trailer, get the winch hooked up, and I look in the trailer. I'm like, oh, the golf cart's still over there.
No shit.
So I had to teach him how to put the car in reverse and back it back up. And
damn, you might be the Commodore when you do.
So finally get everything loaded up.
He was all excited.
Yeah, he was ready to go race.
Oh yeah.
Get the golf cart. We don't need it.
Hey man, I got that sign to fit on the back of the car perfect. I was like,
It looked good back there.
yeah. So after that, it was load up, and the plan was to leave about 2:30 and pick Mom up from work on the way there. And 2 o'clock rolls around, she goes, "Hey, I can leave now if y'all want." So we're load up, and go, and we stop by, pick her up. Austin Holbrook comes out, looks at the puppies. I'm like, "Hey man, I don't think they'll notice you missing if you just jump in the RV with us." And he's like, "I want to, but I can't." I'm like, all right, so. We're going, and I get a message from Chris Livernoy. Hey, your trailer lights are out. Oh, crap. And they passed us, headed up to North Florida, or Altec. So we stopped and figured out it was that GFI switch. It wasn't tripped, but I hit test, and then I hit reset, trailer lights started working. So I don't know what was going on with it, but they work now. So
Was that the first time you bringing the street car to Bubba?
yes. That was, like I said, the only other laps I've had around Bubba's was in that Outlaw 4.
So the Outlaw 4 was a good test.
Yeah, it got me familiar with the track.
Right.
And so, the rest of the ride was pretty smooth. Get up there, get unloaded, and Bernhardt comes walking over, and we're tight, and then all of a sudden Randy Shields comes driving up this truck and trailer. He goes, "Guess who you got to deal with tonight?" And I said, "Please tell me you got a mini stock in there." And he goes, "No, I got my modified." All right, cool. But so we get going, go out for hot laps, and the car was just good on a rail, turned in, felt great. I forgot how banked that racetrack is.
Yeah.
That track's very banked.
And you pull a brand new put on the top shelf or what?
Yeah, there was the only lane that was rolled in, so yeah.
I was trying to get somebody on the go-kart to do that.
I rolled right up to the back of that brand new statement and got to his inside and was like, all right, it's just hot laps, way to go. And so I was pretty confident in the car. Come back in, we make our little bit of changes, and next thing I know, they're calling us back out for the heat race, and I pulled a 20. It was pretty good. Started outside pole with Tommy Hill, heat 1. So we go out and we take the green, and I drove it in. I drove it in so deep, Jesus told me to let off, and I still kept driving. And I cleared Tommy Hill, and I'm going down the back chute. I'm like, all right, I got him now. Yellow comes out, somebody had broke.
Son of a gun. Hey.
Well, needless to say, Tommy Hill didn't let me get away with that again.
Damn.
He got a good jump on me that time, and he drove me off in there like I did. And him and Rich Pratt both got me. And so I'm riding behind, and Rich Pratt gets by Tommy Hill, and I get to Tommy, and me and him go back and forth. I'm talking crossover for cross. I literally went into one underneath him, slid up, he goes underneath me, then he slides up off of 2. I cross it. It was 2 crossovers in the same corner.
That's good.
Oh, it was the most fun I've had to heat, just back and forth with him, and finally got clear of him and took off, and felt like I was faster than Rich in the wet racetrack. Just it was a heat race, so just kind of riding and go to tag, do all that, and go down to Tommy Hill and shake his hand because I'm like, dude, that's the most fun I've ever had in a heat race. And he goes, yeah, I tried to stay off of you there, but we made some contact. I'm like, dude, it's cool. It's door-to-door racing. That's fine. The quarter panel's a little messed up, but it's whatever. It's stock car racing. You're gonna rub a little bit. So now I'm really confident in the car, and I know we got a good piece and a good shot for tonight, and no invert, so I ended up rolling on third, and get going in the race. The two other SRE cars, they passed me, and I'm running fifth, and I'm like, if I can just maintain here, I mean, that's saying something. Cause
You'd be happy.
Yeah, because them 4 guys that were ahead of me, they're the guys to beat above us. Like, they might as well live there. They go there every week. And they're great race car drivers in great race cars. It's like having 4 Tim Gays at Easter. So I was perfectly fine with it, and we get going, and I'm like, man, kind of getting a little tired here, but I don't want to caution. And caution comes out, have a restart, and I'm like, all right, I just don't want to lose any spots here. And we get going again, and something heavy hits me in the head. My helmet's got a whole scrape mark from something hitting me. I have no idea what it was. I think it was whatever was laying in the racetrack.
Dirt.
No, it was metal. I think
it was metal?
Yeah, you could see it.
That's probably someone's starter.
It honestly looked like a half-inch thick wheel spacer.
Oh, shit.
But I'm like, if it was a wheel spacer, there'd probably be a wheel somewhere, unless it's just sitting on the car. But whatever it was, it hit me pretty hard.
Did it hurt?
Well, a little bit. Which I mean,
hey, woke him back up.
I mean,
he wasn't
I'm not tired no more.
Because look, you're hauling the mail at Bubba's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fast racetrack, and like I said, the track prep was on point. Track was awesome. It was wide. You could go 3 wide if you wanted to.
What time were you done racing?
My feature ended about 9:30.
I think we just that's what I'm talking about.
So
I think that's when the light went out with that number.
Derek Edwards says it was probably his field fight. We lost it last night. Damn.
Damn, bud, you trying to take out another car?
Billy Barstow goes, no flat tires.
No flat tires.
Let's see. Oh, Derek says, yeah, I puckered my bumhole a couple times.
He took the right side of the spoiler off.
Then Barstow goes, you should probably charge my battery before the race.
Yeah, so, which we told him we charged his battery as much as we charged mine, but he thinks part of his problem was he lost all voltage with the battery.
Derek says, sorry, Josh. So now he knows it was his field pad that lucky whacked you.
Whatever it was, it did not feel good.
Yeah.
But, which, like I said, he did a great job driving that car. He's not scared of that Outlaw 4, that's for sure. But I thought you was reading other.
No, I was trying to.
So, yeah, get going and hold my own. I was trying different lines, trying to get with them. Last couple restarts, I felt I was not faster than them, but they weren't as fast as they were at the beginning of the race, so they didn't pull me as bad. So I think, and looking at lap times, they slowed down. So I think a 50-lap race might have had a shot at it eventually.
Yeah.
But like I said, car was way better. I couldn't be more happier than the changes in a week.
I mean, tire wear, good.
Yeah, everything.
I like when you go to the racetrack and you don't care about it.
Yeah. Well, that's why, like I said, the track started heavy, and that's what's nice about it is you don't wear tires on a wet racetrack. But last restart, I had to work for it. Number 68 got to my inside, and I had to run the crap out of the top side and stay in fifth, and held on to it, and took what I thought was a white flag. The only thing Bubba's needs is a light in the flag stand where you can see the flags, because I couldn't tell what flag the guy was waving. He could have been waving the black flag. I wouldn't have known.
Nothing to put it on the pedal, boy. I don't know
But
what to do.
and I thought I had I had one receiver problem fixed. I can now hear them key up, but I still can't hear any audio. So, still working a little bit of bugs out. So I had no receiver, so I didn't know what was going on.
Half the time, my shit don't work.
Yeah, so
I just feel like racetracks don't talk.
oh, they do. Everybody.
What really bugs me is when they fucking keep the butt held in here. You can hear that, but when you hear them go like, when they're supposed to talk, you don't hear shit.
Well, that Gladiator race I did, I had your receiver. I didn't hear one word except for when the last race was over. But other than that, I never heard one word the whole time I was out there.
Never heard like, all right, guys, going green.
Nope, never heard that there was a
Yellow.
caution for me out. Never heard nothing.
Well, see, what I figured out was, so I bought these rugged radios. They're like the inserts for your helmet, but they're full-size speaker cups. Bought them from Race Car. Well, if you plug them into the receiver, there's a way to test the headphones, and I couldn't hear nothing. Well, a while back, I seen Receiver sold a volume adjuster, like a little knob. Well, that'd be pretty cool to hear, because, when you're in staging and the car's off, that radio's loud. You got in the race, you want to turn it back up. Well, I never used it, but I was like, just for shiggles and gigs, I plugged it in, plugged it up. I tested it, and I could hear it fine. So I thought I had everything figured out. Apparently, I still got another issue with figure that out. But yeah, like I said, I worked hard for a bit. That last lap, the guy was there, and we pull off, and Todd Lehman just kind of looks at me like, not bad.
Yeah, you did okay.
Yeah.
But you still suck.
I was like, man, come out here, run fifth, not bad.
If it was me, you'd be like, gosh, you still suck.
Yeah.
I mean, we also have another guy on here, we're not the only people with receiver problems. He's had the same problem.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, Stephen told me he could hear, so I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence.
Once I bought a new one, it started working.
See, I bought the new one, the Element Plus or whatever it's called. It's supposed to be higher quality. Everybody says it's better. I ain't got it work yet. So.
When I go to Bubba's, mine never works.
Yeah. And
if I have to change the channel, I'm 454, don't work.
Yeah, we had to run like 456, 3.2.
Yeah.
Up there. But yeah, like I said, pretty good night up at Bubba's. Brandon Shields come over, congratulated me on a good run.
What they check?
So that was another thing that I liked. So they check weight, they check deck height, they had the top 5 pull off. Techman says, all right, guys, come here. All the drivers gather around. He looks at me, he goes, what do you want to check? I go, I'm good, man. Looks at us, you guys good? Yeah. Happy night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, I like that because I don't want to tear nobody down. I'm here to have fun. It's just a normal night. I like that idea where as long as nobody in the top 5 wants to tear anybody down, just go home. Save a bunch of time.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I told the tech man later, like, I like how you did that. But, I remember some go-kart racing back in the day, they used to do that too.
Yeah.
But,
if everybody's good, let's go. What's the point of carrying all cars for?
Right. And like he said, the top 4 were all the same team, so it's not like they were going to protest each other.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a good night. I really enjoyed that track. I love that racetrack. I look forward to
When
going
I took Dave up there the first time, I've never been scared. I was scared. Driving out all 4, okay, it's not as fast.
Right.
But going down the back chute in the late model, I mean, you can compare it to, you got a belt motor. It's like, holy shit, I came quick.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, turn.
Oh yeah, you don't have time to think. It's a lot. And like I said, the track too's fast. It's banked, it's got grip, it's a fast racetrack. When you get down the straightaways.
Normally 1 and 2, you can always go wide open. 3 and 4, you just gotta figure it out.
Yeah. And my car was working good everywhere. I kind of used the same trick I did in the Outlaw 4 down in 3 and 4, and it worked out pretty good. So I had a lot of fun. Like I said, look forward to going back.
I mean, we definitely wanted to be there, but it sucks as we all race and
we legit thought we were gonna make it because of how fast they were moving.
Yeah, bro.
There was no stopping.
He was already tear tents down, putting tools up. Like everything I needed was already like a little bit shit.
It was just laid there. He's like, "Where's my banner?" I said, "I already put it up." What'd you do that for? We only got 2 features left. Like, by the time the last one's done, the sun should be almost down to where you're gonna have to turn on a light. Well, then all we got is a toolbox to roll in there and the cart. So I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
We were getting ready. Then we roll out for the heavy race. pace laps.
They made like four or five pace laps.
We went green once, went yellow, straight yellow. Light goes on. I was like,
well, the light went out before the race even started.
yeah, but not as.
But the guy was just in turn 1 and 2 because I was staring at it and it went out, and I was like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do. Oh, they're telling them they're starting on turn 4. When they had come through 1 and 2, the light was off, and the guy's just standing there and he's pointing that they're going green next time by, and I'm like, well, that light's off.
Yeah.
I ain't been to prison in a while. Was it pretty dark where that light was missing at, or?
Not really. I mean, they pulled all the heavy guys off. Let them go back to their trailers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then they send the next class out.
Yeah, there was what, 7 of them maybe?
Yeah.
So okay, like we can understand.
So maybe they couldn't score. The scoring people couldn't see the cards or whatever.
That's another thing I like about running the transponder is you don't have to worry about you being able to read numbers. The machine tells you everything. And
that
that's
took
what,
like an
Dude,
hour.
your dad is such an ass, bro.
what he said.
But it's a crate motor, Brandon. You're you sissy. Well, it does faster lap times than your street stock, so stuck on that.
It's only because you got the wide tires
Oh my god. We also weigh a lot less.
and you got better suspension.
Y'all are boats.
Oh, that was nothing one for him. He was less than a second off the modifieds.
See, I'm not crazy. See, I told you that whole tech super crate cars are faster than supers. And it's because you can't put that shit down. They can't have all the horsepower but cannot put it to the racetrack.
And they were, like I said, they were still faster than us stuff. But it wasn't as big. I think the gap these days at least a second at least. I mean, hell, Rich Pratt probably could have just took the fenders off and raced with him. That dude was fast. But there was some drama. I don't know what happened, but
I love drama. Please tell.
I went to go get payout, and there was like 3 cop cars blocking the exit. Like nobody was allowed to leave. So I don't know what happened. I know all I heard was a mod light flipped, and I guess the guy that flipped, his dad was racing, and I guess his dad might have said something to somebody. I don't know for sure what happened, but
So they took it out to the parking lot.
I don't know.
That's
talking about.
where you should take it out anyway. Right out there in the parking lot.
They had a rough night with my bikes. Our guy Anthony Stork was out there, and my dad pushed him back after the heat race, and I'm like, well, I guess that didn't go very well. And he went back out for the feature and that was hot laps. He went back out for the heat race and got turned in front of somebody spun out in front of him and he hit him. It ended his night. It broke the shot that day, frame. He was done for the night pretty early. Then they had another mod light that they brought up on a forklift.
That's always good.
So I guess it was a rough night for the mod lights.
Jesus.
Modified race was pretty good.
I didn't see it. No, we went up to the payout window. They didn't have the sheets for the sign, so we just kind of, me and Vern just sat there and talked. And Brad Langford came up and chatted a little bit. Sat there and kind of waited. Vern's like, well, from what I can say, it's not a very good modified race anyways. I'm like, all right, well.
I know Bernhardt won.
That's
all I know.
From what I can tell, he walked away with it.
Your dad said it sucked.
Yeah, he was up trying to watch it.
With silence.
Well, you just come in while we're talking with a comment, and then
I know, right?
messes us all up.
He acts like he's got a bunch
And see, I usually wait for like the right time to say a comment, like, "Oh, we got something." You just butt it right in,
Hey, I just do it. Get it
and
over.
then you mess Josh up.
So, all good night.
Yeah, like I said, we wanted to go up there just to make sure the car would make 15 laps, and we ended up running top 5 out of a 13 car field. So definitely
Hey, man.
got a couple donuts on the car. I don't know where they came from.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, even Brian Bars come over and chatted a little bit.
Yeah. Did he bring his street stock?
No,
He's scared.
he was up there with. He said it's not done yet.
I know. I called him last week and gave him shit for it. I said, stop being scared.
But he showed up with Billy Duke's car right at that. He just needed a little bit more. Vern, like I said, Vern's just too good up there. But this, so.
Well, all in all, good weekend.
I did notice.
Oh,
Oh God, I don't get what.
the lady that sold me my armbands?
Yeah.
Not a Brandon Yates fan.
Really?
Yeah. It was a cat.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn, who'd I piss off over there?
Yeah, what the heck?
Oh,
Hey, you don't like Brandon Yates? What the hell's wrong with you?
I woke up and I'm like, you didn't go to Berlin? She goes, oh, I don't like go-kart stuff. I'm like, all right. Then I go, Dad's like, hey, go see Candace about a parking spot. So I walk in the office and before I can open the door, I hear, you can't go in there. Turn around. Reagan. Getting tackled before I even get in the racetrack. But
shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, your favorite driver qualified the pole.
No, favorite driver.
Bubba
Wallace. That's not my favorite driver.
He, from what I was watching before I come over here, he was running away with it, and then they had a caution late, and I guess he did, and some other cars didn't.
You know, before we get this thing, what was I going to say? Safety sponsor.
Yeah, I want to shout out Tampa Test Kitchen, Barstow Motorsports, of course, Tosca Roofing, Boyd Fabrication, Fatback Racing Engines, LaRoche Record Service, Multi-Roll. We got us another comment.
He's leading the race right now.
So,
He's leading.
Wallace is leading the race right now.
I'm not gonna lie, he's been fast today.
But I mean, there still is. Well, they're
Hey,
about to be under 10 laps. It's about to get real.
They've had a lot of cars.
Derek said, Zach, Bo Walls is your favorite.
No, you ain't. I don't really actually have like a favorite NASCAR driver.
So we got Burn hard. Congrats on that win. And here, Lehman, I'm thinking about going to North Florida. Thinking about tearing my shit up over there. I heard it's a crash fest. All in all, you know what I was going to say. We all race, and it's hard to be everywhere we race. We try the best to go. When you race, we all go there. But without the fans, we wouldn't even like doing this. For people come in.
Yeah, we've got some good interaction tonight. People commented on it.
Zach, you got anything before we close this?
Nah,
you never have anything, bro. You're such a
How was-
disappointment.
Yeah, you've already been over your experience with the go-karting.
Yeah,
I worked a lot of late hours this weekend.
we both did, bro.
Yeah, I seen you. You were still there when I left.
I have one customer that had a lot of machines. And the list just keeps growing every week.
So, shout
I'll
out.
be working late again this week.
So, shout out to Bernhardt, Vernon, who else?
Like I said, the SRE car, the Salt Acres, they dominated the street stock field.
Like it says, the shit hole. Racetrack. Not normal. But, one thing I'm sponsored with now.
So RCP America, Martha Motorsport,
Yeah, keep going.
Megan Freshie,
Oh, we do have Freshie for sale.
and Candace Beasley.
Yes, Gilly been here from day one. Can't thank her enough. She runs Bubba's. Good facility.
Yeah, it's good facility. Awesome racetrack. It was nice and wide. Track was good.
If you pre-order shirts, you can send some money. Shirts will be done in 2 weeks, I believe I said.
Yeah, Vern, I forgot to get back with you. He told me to.
Dude, this guy goes, I don't have Cash App. I don't have PayPal. I'm like, bro, like, it's everything.
Oh, Bubba's paid out cash this weekend. So that's another positive.
Really?
Yeah. So that's. Which actually, they didn't have cash right now.
I'd rather have cash, dude.
Yeah.
I hate when Blizzard gives us freaking checks.
Especially when they tell you they got mailed to you.
Oh, dude, it's like, oh yeah, not ready. We have to mail it to you. What class are you? Are you shitting me? Do you know who I am? Everybody knows who I am.
They all hate this.
Oh, your favorite Bubba employee was working with Ocala.
Oh,
Yeah.
just let let you know, Candace, I could have been out this weekend, so I called Josh and Angela. They weren't going. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, we made the decision kind of late to go up, and didn't really have time to get Marshall's car going again. But he went out and won the car show. So nice. Congrats to that. Yeah.
Well, let's get off here and watch the rest of the race. Dude, Jake Lamb is the man.
He is the cob of the week. Boy.
Jake
He said he
Lamb.
didn't want to be the cob, but he's the cob of the week just because he
Jake,
told him.
listen.
Y'all gotta get a sissy strap on.
So he wins the medium race, right? And I knew he got a little bit tired in the race. This man going for a second race was tired when we put the car on the grid. Like, we should have won all 3 races.
You gotta put a sissy strap on him.
We get in the truck, he goes, man, we should have won all 3 races. I said, yeah, you're probably right. He goes, but I fell in the damn seat. I said, yeah, you fell in the seat before we started today.
So they got this building called a gym.
Yeah.
Dude, he works just as much as we do.
Yeah, bro.
Not more.
He works more than us. I
He
think.
needs a gym that's open from like 11 p.m. to like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
5 a.m. by himself.
They have this gym called 24-hour fitness.
That's not always true.
And being that I know how you are with names, that means they're open 24 hours.
They're not.
No,
Really
they're not.
They're not.
What?
Yeah, they're not.
Some of these places are not 24
Like
hours.
Crunch, there's only like 2 in Florida at 24.
You have to go to Hillsborough
No, isn't there?
by the Hard Rock. Or actually past the Hard Rock.
No, there's
By
a
the
gym that's
stadium.
literally called 24-hour fitness and gives you a key to the door.
Yeah, but then like,
Yeah, that's trash. That's trash. It's a trash gym, bro.
Gym.
So, alright, well, I'm good with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead. Got it.